Hello and welcome to Tech Trends. I'm Olayemi Oshidende. On the program this week, Instagram rolls out safety-first features for young users. Plus, Ayo Akinola, co-founder of PiggyVest and author of Credit Alert, will be joining me later to talk about the relaunch of the National Talent Export Program and what it means for the country's innovation space. We'll give you more in just a moment. Do stay with us. This is Tech Trends and I'm Olayemi Oshidende. When dealing with data, scientists have often struggled to account for the risks and harms using it might inflict. One primary concern has been privacy, the disclosure of sensitive data about individuals, either directly to the public or indirectly from anonymized data sets through computational processes of re-identification. Meta has officially launched teen accounts on Instagram, a new feature designed to protect teens by default. The launch event in Lagos brought together teens, content creators, parents, and policymakers, all with the goal to create safer and more positive online experiences for the next generation. Here's more.
Anything worth doing at all is worth doing well.
Meta, the parent company of Instagram, brings together teens, content creators, parents, parent influencers, and policymakers in one room for the official launch of teen accounts on Instagram in Nigeria. Teen accounts are designed to create a safer and more age-appropriate environment for users under 18, automatically setting their Instagram accounts to private, limiting unwanted contact, and helping both teens and parents feel more in control of their lives online.
Teen account is actually a very bold move from Meta, and it's an important one for us because we want to ensure that teens have age-appropriate experience when they are online. And we do not want people who should not be picking them to pick them, and so which is why there's a lot of privacy, ensuring that teens are safe online.
What exactly is teen accounts? Teen accounts is a setting where, or a product feature within Instagram, and it's also now, we're also expanding it into Facebook and Messenger, but it's currently available on Instagram where under 18s are defaulted to more protected settings. So we've been working with stakeholders from all across the world, including Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, to just understand what does it exactly mean for our team to be safe on our platforms. And so the feedback that we kept hearing from all the stakeholders is you need to make this platform more safety by default, more privacy by default. And this is something that now we've been working with our product teams to make possible.
Thank you very much for being here.
With this approach, Meta is providing the tools and resources to help families navigate social media with more confidence right at their fingertips.
A 2023 report by the International Telecommunications found that cyberbullying, online grooming, sexual exploitation, misinformation, and digital addiction are rising sharply among the youth worldwide. In Nigeria, Safer Internet Nigeria survey shows that 38% of young people aged between 10 and 18 have experienced some form of cyber harm, from harassment and hate speech to scam attempts and exposure to inappropriate content. The question before us is no longer if online safety matters, it's how quickly and how effectively we can respond.
The event also features two engaging panel sessions. The first, Connecting Generations, Safe and Positive Online Experiences for Teens and Parents. And in the second session, experts share best practices and learnings from digital literacy efforts in Nigeria, highlighting how collaboration between tech platforms, regulators, educators and families is key to digital safety.
Our hope is that people can begin to see young people as entrepreneurs, as individuals or family as well. There are some young chefs, teenage chefs, for instance, that will have the opportunity to showcase the basic meals they're making. And there's some activists. When I say activists, they're all about recycling and going green and changing their communities. Certainly, they'll get the opportunity to showcase that, influence other kids as well.
People at this point on social media, I've been sending words, sending phrases. Most of the time, these words are specific to an individual or a place or a culture or whatever it is that applies to that child, or a condition that they're living with. So the fact that we can have that feature where you can use certain words, certain phrases, so that your child can never always see that at all. It's always thinking it's a huge win. It's a game changer.
It's not just about rules, it's about reassurance. With 97% of teens globally choosing to keep these protective settings on, the data speaks volumes.
It actually helps parents keep an eye on their children, and it's a very good platform. It's very, very good, and it helps children navigate their fellow peers, to talk to their fellow age group, and it's very good because they can come together and bring out an idea and share what they have learned online.
I think it's very laudable that Instagram is putting these measures in place for teens and then also giving us access as parents to the back end to be able to really see what's going on in terms of our children's activity on social media. So I think it fosters good communication. It fosters trust between the parent and child, just for me to be able to see and then for them to also know that they're being watched and monitored. I think it's a fantastic thing.
From parental controls to privacy features, teen accounts on Instagram is all about teenagers, their safety, and creating safer online spaces for them. Because in the end, it's not just about being online, it's about being safe, supported, and seen.
Digital literacy efforts. There was reference by
Curious crowds gather around an automated teller machine ATM producing a peculiar humming sound inside one of the busiest shopping malls in the Putuo district of Shanghai. This ATM is not your ordinary cash dispenser. It is the world's first gold recycling ATM.
The Smart Gold Recycling ATM is able to recycle gold of more than 3 grams and then less than 1,000 grams with no inlays on it and with more than 50% gold content. Our recycling machine offers free testing. If you have gold you bought online or stored at home that you do not know the quality or valuation, you can come and test it for free.
Over a dozen onlookers watch as a piece of gold jewelry melts at a staggering temperature of 1,200 degrees Celsius.
After melting, it will be cooled and then the machine will carry out a secondary inspection. The final gold content and grams will be shown on the second inspection, and our transaction results are based on that. If you agree to the transaction after the second test results come out, you will get your payment in around 30 minutes.
This machine can buy and sell gold and has been launched in about 100 cities across China, with plans to install a second unit in Shanghai. It provides a quick alternative to traditional jewelry stores and attracts customers eager to cash in on soaring gold prices.
I passed by and I found a lot of people queuing up, and I was very curious to see what it was. It turned out to be gold recycling. I think it's quite convenient. I have some gold that I just don't like the style and design of, so I came over to recycle it.
Another local, Wang, purchased her gold when the price was only 100 to 200 yuan. That's about between 14 to 28 US dollars per gram.
Now that the gold price is high, I don't wear it and it's just lying around at home. I can recycle it and get cash for it.
哇，棒嘞！然后如果您集齐2个不同花色，直接兑换66元的现金。现场我们昨天现场就比如说我们对金价比较敏感的，就可以选择这个。
The process is efficient, with settlements completed in just 30 minutes after calculating the payment amount based on the real-time gold price and deducting a small service fee. On the other side of the machine is a self-service purchase area equipped with a built-in robotic arm, high-precision sensors, and an intelligent interactive system. Customers can choose from gold beans, bars, jewelry, and special gold blind boxes. In China, gold has long been associated with prosperity and protection. Traditionally, it is given as gifts at weddings, births, and festivals, making it an important store of wealth.
Did you know that around 92% of the world's money only exists on computer systems and hard drives? Money has taken many forms throughout history. It began with barter systems, trading goods like grain or livestock, then evolved into metal coins, transitioned to paper currency, and later to debit and credit cards. Today, over 90% of the world's currency is already digital. Most of it exists only in electronic form, sitting in bank accounts, moving through payment apps, or traded in financial markets. This is fueled by the rise of online banking, mobile payments, and cryptocurrencies. Countries like Sweden and China are at the forefront of this shift, rapidly adopting digital payment systems and going mostly cashless. Well, that leaves just about 8% of money in physical form, actual cash you can hold. The rest are all digital and never even gets printed or minted. So why does digital money continue to dominate? A few big reasons. It's cheaper. Managing and distributing digital money costs way less than handling physical cash. It's easier to connect. With mobile phones and internet access almost everywhere, digital payments make transactions faster and convenient. Plus, it keeps getting better. The tech behind it is constantly evolving, making it more secure and user-friendly. With digital skills in high demand globally, Nigeria is taking steps to turn its growing tech talent into a global export. The federal government has relaunched the National Talent Export Program, aiming to create 1 million export-linked jobs by 2030 and position Nigeria as a key player in the global services economy. So how will this impact the future of tech innovation in Nigeria, and how can we also strike the right balance between exporting talent and building at home? Joining me to discuss this is Ayo Akinola, co-founder of PiggyVest and author of the book Credit Alert. To kick things off, Ayo, what do you make of the relaunch of the National Talent Export Program? Do you see it as a potential turning point for Nigeria's tech ecosystem?
I think it's a solid idea. I've always believed that in Nigeria, we have the talents to compete globally, and having a formal program that gives people that access is a fantastic thing. We need to just worry about a few things, because we cannot be exporting talents without building a sustainable system at home. So I'd like to see how it's implemented and how it feeds back to our local ecosystem, should I say. I think it's a fantastic program.
Now, in line with what you just said, when we talk about exporting talent, some see it as an opportunity, while others worry about, challenges like brain drain or even local talent shortages, something that you just mentioned. How do you see this playing out for startups? Can you, break it down for us? Could it create new pressure, or there's a possibility that it could actually open doors for global partnerships? Well, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts on that, it's a good thing that our talents are, should I say, wanted in global demand, and that we're exporting it. That's on one hand. On the other hand, we must not forget that businesses here are already struggling to attract and to retain, talent. And when people have the option to go abroad, and abroad offers more pay, better infrastructure, global exposure, it becomes very hard for Nigerian companies, especially the early stage ones, the baby companies, to compete. So, while it is good for individuals, my fear is that it would or could further, should I say, widen the talent gap locally if nothing is done to support businesses that need the talent here. And you talked about brain drain. That's a very big one. It's a very big should I say debate, because how do we benefit from global exposure without, should I say, losing our best players, our strikers, our midfielders that we have here? But it's not realistic to stop people from looking for better opportunities, especially when things are tough on this side. When I'm not, your village people that are chasing you. Of course, if there are better opportunities out there, you should go for it. I'll just say that the best thing for us to do, or what we should look at, is improving conditions at home. Power, infrastructure, funding, the ease of doing business. Because if people feel like they can thrive here and they can also be connected globally, they won't need to choose one over the other. So for me, there's the pros, and there's also things that we have to really look at to make it work. I think the implementation of it is what is really important, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that comes along. Yeah.
Well, Aya, don't you think there's a way we can balance exporting our, top tech talents with retaining enough to grow our own local innovation ecosystem?
I do. I do. I mean, talents are already doing, they're already out there. They're already, having all these jobs, working for, some global companies, some global clients, or some foreign clients, should I say. But there really is we don't really have a structure or support for it. And I think that's where this program can come in, right? In areas of education and training, which is very important. And putting more structures to these talents on the legal side, the contracts and things like that. And helping to build like communities around this, because it's really not just about helping people to find work, it's about helping them build their careers. And because you're building their careers and it's outside their locality, you have to maintain that bridge, right? That bridge to help them, should I say, give back or come back. That's the only way it can help our local businesses that are here. If not, that brain drain you talked about, it would happen a lot.
On the flip side, and as already mentioned, many young Nigerian developers and, of course, tech professionals are already freelancing or, working remotely. Now, how can this program better support this existing gig economy and help them scale sustainably?
Yeah. I mentioned that it's really about things that are not already structured. Things like helping with payments, receiving their payments, helping with trainings, helping with so many of them have issues with their contracts, even having to they don't know how to bill or to charge, or what to look for because of where they're coming from. So a program like this, supporting communities or building communities that teach, educate, train, and support that economy will be very, very very amazing. I think that is one thing that they should look at. That's a very good way to support that GIG community here.
And you're coming back to the challenge of brain drain. Is there a world where exporting tech talents can actually, strengthen local businesses And maybe through diaspora collaborations, or it could just be knowledge sharing or reinvestment into the startup ecosystem. Is there a world where that could benefit the local innovation ecosystem?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. If this program, helps to maintain that bridge where maybe these people that get these opportunities outside our locality, abroad, can uh, be of some support back home, basically like mentorships, right? Maybe those, senior talents that have gone further are mentoring the younger ones here. It's a way of maintaining that uh, connection. And again, it's about the systems and the structure that this program can put in place to allow that happen. What I would say though is I have been in the tech, world for quite some time, and I haven't seen any tech talent that has taken a job, or a gig abroad and has willingly decided to come back to work for, should I say, Nigerian company. And that's because things are quite tough here. There's better pay there, there's better infrastructure. So another reason why I'm really excited about a program like this, because they can be that bridge that helps talents from here get those opportunities, but also give back. And they can give back in terms of mentorships. Senior talents that get those opportunities there can mentor the younger ones back home. We can foster remote work, remote jobs. So I'm not even just getting a gig from a foreign company. I can also get a gig from a local company, from a Nigerian company, and it goes both ways. I don't need to run there without giving back. So I believe that a program like this would be able to be that bridge, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they implement that.
Well, I don't exactly agree with, a bit that you talked about, startup founders returning to the country, because I have seen, a few, return because they want to make change. But back to the program, the government is actually targeting 1 million export-linked jobs by 2030 through NATEP. From where you sit, does that sound realistic, and what would success actually look like, on that ground?
Oh, I think it's very realistic. We have a lot more people that are going into tech these days. A lot of young people are learning how to code, and in tech, it's not just about coding. There's so many skill sets that you can get in the tech world. Ranging from design to products. So many of that. So it's not just about coding. So yes, if the success would really not just be about getting people jobs. Success would be implementing it right and, should I say, fostering that community, that support that they need to be able to, like you said, come back and give back, here. So that's, for me, that's what success would be like. If not, it would just be a brain drain.
Well,
yeah.
before we close, earlier you spoke about improving conditions, powering infrastructure at home, and all of that. To fully plug into the global services economy, what kind of infrastructure, whether digital, financial, or even policy related, do tech entrepreneurs in Nigeria need to really thrive?
The basic things, really. Power. Basic infrastructure, uh, level of pay. And I know that, when you talk about that, then you talk about how strong, your currency is and this and that. But it's not just one fix. It's a whole plethora of things. And if the government can, should I say, support even businesses, to small startups to grow faster, that would really help, because a lot of startups now that need talent cannot, should I say, afford to pay the kind of talents that they need, right? So if we want to build a system, or if we want to build an environment where these talents don't need to run out, we have to be able to support those businesses to grow. So those are the conversations that we should be having. Again, I'm hoping that this program is not just looking to provide jobs, should I say, but to solve the problems that, as a whole.
Well, we are all really hopeful that, these basic things are put in place so we can have that enabling environment for businesses, startups, entrepreneurs, for them to thrive. Well, thank you so much, Ayo Akinola, co-founder of Piggyvest and author of the book Credit
Thank you very
Alert.
much.
It was such a pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you so much, Naomi.
That's all for this week on Tech Trends. I hope you enjoyed the episode and picked up something new along the way. Remember, Tech Trends is here to keep you updated on insights, trends, and developments happening in the tech space. Also, don't forget you can catch all our episodes on the Channels TV YouTube account. Make sure to watch, share, and like your favorite editions. Until I come your way again, I'm Olayemi Oshidende, and I'll see you next time.